makes his debut following his loan move from Brentford. Efren Mason-Clark is available again following a foot injury. Bobby Thomas returns at the back, and Jack Rodoni will be in midfield. Another January signing, Jadoa Marcelo, is on the bench. For the third successive game, Kim Hellberg has named an unchanged starting 11. Adilson Melander's return from a loan spell in Major League Soccer coincided with the start of this winning streak, while both Alan Brown and Tommy Conway have rediscovered their scoring touch during the run. Brighton loanee Jeremy Sarmiento is looking for his third successive promotion after previous spells at Ipswich and Burnley. Well, both these teams keenly aware of what tonight means. Coventry with only 2 wins in 8 games after only 2 losses in their opening 23 games of the season. And Middlesbrough top of the table for the first time since October the 4th. They were 9 points behind Coventry on the 1st of January. But while Frank Lampard's team have not been able to maintain their extremely high standards, Kim Hellberg and Borough have strode clear. But of course, now it is all about staying there. Both these teams have had playoff losses in recent years. Coventry beat Middlesbrough in the playoffs 3 seasons ago before eventually losing in the final. But what a job Kim Hellberg has done since arriving from Hammarby in his native Sweden. Middlesbrough, one of the most attractive sides in the Championship. But they've allied that to a huge number of goals recently. And of course, they have rediscovered that winning feeling. But they'll also be facing the noise and passion of these Coventry supporters this evening. This has not been a happy venue for Middlesbrough in recent years. Will it change here tonight? It doesn't get any bigger than this in the EFL Championship. The top 2 in opposition, Coventry in their sky blue shirts, attacking the goal away to our left in the first half. 2 points behind Middlesbrough, who play in all red. Van Eyberg will check for a long throw here. Latabodier and Thomas are forward in the opening stages. Latabodier wings this in towards the near post. Hackney able to clear. Whittaker in pursuit, but it's De Silva who gets there first. Mason-Clark, who missed the draw against Oxford here with a foot injury, but back in the side, and Coventry always look a better team when he is involved. Melander, he has played in the previous 6 games since following a loan spell with Charlotte in Major League Soccer, and of course Middlesbrough have won all 6. De Silva. And now Rodoni, who scored twice here last season on the final day when Coventry won to book their place in the playoffs. Sakamoto. The cross is dangerous, Wright challenging, off the post. Wynn was beaten there. Now De Silva. Mason Clark, and it's beyond De Silva, but Coventry with the first opportunity. The USA international, Wright. Sakamoto chopping back and delivering the angle ball in. And Wright's header looked to be perfect, but it rebounded off the inside of the far post. Goals in the championship so far this season, but only 2 since early October for Wright. McGree, but it's recovered by Rodoni. Thomas, another player back in the side tonight. Frank Lampard shaking things up after the 0-0 draw with Oxford. Now Rodoni can bring it forward again. Coventry have not failed to score in back-to-back games since Lampard's arrival. Sakamoto. And it's blocked on this occasion. Onyeka wins it back on his debut. And that's cool defending from Luke Ayling. Kim Hellberg had a watching brief when Coventry won 4-2 at the Riverside. Back in November, he took over the following day. Eddie Vivash, who is now part of his backroom team, was the interim manager following Rob Edwards' decision to move to Wolves. McGree. And out Conway. Whittaker waits in the centre. It's worked in towards McGree. He's given the room to turn. It's blocked by Thomas. Brought clear, but Middlesbrough quickly have it back. Britain. Now happening. Cross in from Morris was blocked. Middlesbrough will try and dominate possession. Target. Partly finding Morris, one of a number of USA internationals involved in both sides here this evening. Now Whittaker spinning infield onto the left foot, and he lets fly, but it's over the top. Morgan Whittaker, another player who makes a real contribution in terms of goals and assists for Middlesbrough. It's too high there. Coventry have won the previous 6 meetings, and it's 9 without defeat against Middlesbrough since a 1-0 loss at the Riverside Stadium 4 years ago. Alanda. Middlesbrough haven't scored away to Coventry since March of 2021, when George Saville scored the winning goal in a game played at St Andrews, Coventry's temporary home at the time. And it was during the COVID period, and there were no fans there to see it. Thomas. Sakamoto. Rushworth on loan from Brighton goes long, seeking out Mason Clark, but the experience of Ayling there once again. Player who was promoted from this level during his time with Leeds. Over 300 appearances in the Championship as Mason Clark closes down. Breton tries to keep the ball in play, but Middlesbrough will have a throw-in. Thomas, yet another central defensive pairing tried by Frank Lampard here this evening, with Luke Wolfenden dropping to the bench once again. Ayling. Good up help by the pass from Alanda. Hackney is then locked out. Rodoni hits it. Blocked by Malanda. One back by Grimes. Mason Clark looking for De Silva, but that was short. And it's covered by Brown. Hackney. And that's a dangerous ball in field. Batted onto by Onyeka. He then goes down, but here is Sakamoto. He's caught by Britton. And Thomas Bramall, the referee, is given a free kick. Coventry look for the quick one. Sakamoto. Ball back to Onyeka. And it was blocked by Brown. McGree. Restless start to the game. As anticipated, Grimes worked it back, Onyeka. His first league start of the season, barely used by Brentford in the Premier League. 6 brief appearances from the bench. But he could be a very handy pickup for Coventry between now and the end of the season. Hackney maybe forcing the issue and running out of room. Latibodier. Joel Latibodier, a player who was injured in pre-season and had very little opportunity to impress in the Coventry team as they try and force the press once again, but Ayling goes over the top of it onto the head of Latibodier. Grimes lost out to Conway. Britton. Morris is lost now. Rodoni picking his pocket. Down to Silva. Rodoni pulls wide. And De Silva onside. Twigs in the cross. Well defended by Target. Now Onyeka is penalised for the challenge. And it will be a free kick for Middlesbrough. The Nigerian international was also on loan with Augsburg in Germany last season as he sought first team football. This is the cross in from De Silva and Target with some really good defending under pressure from Sakamoto. Then the free kick by Onyeka for the challenge on McGree. Whittaker. Now Hackney. Target. McGree. Conway. Maybe had the opportunity to shoot. And then McGree looks to pick out Target, but it's overhit. And it will be a goal kick, but we're already beginning to see signs of the way Middlesbrough work their patterns around the opposition penalty area. And he was onside as well, Target. The Silver had stayed in. Ayling gets there before Wright. Now Hackney. Coventry losing only twice in the opening 23 games, but 4 defeats in their last 8. And they could be under pressure here. The crossing from Conway was looking for Whittaker, but Coventry were able to clear, and then Morris felling Onyeka. And it will be a free kick for the Sky Blues. One simple ball forward, picking out Conway. And look at the speed of Whittaker heading towards the far post, but it was Thomas who got there first. Coventry were the leaders on January the 1st. The last 6 in the Championship have gone on to be promoted. Leeds were the last New Year's Day leaders not to go up under Marcelo Bielsa when they were beaten by Frank Lampard's Derby in the playoff semi-finals. They momentous second leg at Ellen Road when Leeds collapsed and a Derby team including the likes of Mason Mount Harry Wilson got promoted, or rather got to Wembley and then lost out in the final to Aston Villa. Now Target. Conway. Middlesbrough, 9 points behind on New Year's Day, but now 2 clear. They had a really poor holiday period, only 1 point in 12, and have won every game since. Lander picking out Conway, but Van Abek just gets a foot in. So many players who has come through Middlesbrough's fabled academy over the years, both earned and saved the football club millions in the transfer market. Conway, the player who was caught there. Hackney, born in nearby Redcar. Just having words with Lee Doughty, the fourth official. Didn't appreciate the challenge. Agree. Failing. Agree is forward again and gets there before Van Abek, but didn't seem to carry the ball behind, and Thomas Bramwell spotted that. Stuff at the moment. Frank Lampard was full of praise for the job that Kim Hellberg has done at Middlesbrough before the game. And he's done his best to try and take the steam out of the situation with results not as good as they were. Wright working hard there, looking to try and force the issue. Coventry were 10 points clear at the start of December. Scored 50 goals in their first 18 games, but an injury to their striker Brandon Thomas Asante seemed to disrupt things. It's only 13 in 13 sits. Has reshuffled his attacking resources as well. Of course, Mason Clark is back following injury this evening. Romain Esse, the Crystal Palace youngster signed on loan, has dropped to the bench to accommodate his return, and Ellis Sims is another option as well, along with Yanoa Markello, the new signing. Who's been around Suriname's squad. He signed on a permanent basis from Zurich. It's the team with the best home record in the Championship this season, against the side who picked up more points than anyone else away, so something will have to give at some stage. Middlesbrough with 2/3 of the possession so far, but Coventry with more shots. Ailing losing out. Here is Mason Clark. Sakamoto in support. Mason Clark may look to go alone. Onto the left foot. Good challenge though. Lander standing firm, but it will be the game's first corner. A clever touch from Wright to release Mason Clark, took Ailing out of the game. And Lander just forcing him wide. time. The shot just lacked the necessary menace. Sakamoto will take this. Rodoni is the shorter option. Thomas and Latabodiere forward again. And it's Rodoni from the short corner. Cleared away by Malanda. Sakamoto tried to win it back, went down as if he was pulled down by Tommy Conway, but the referee saw nothing wrong. And De Silva will take the throw-in. Van Eybeck. Both of these clubs were founder members of the Premier League. They met on the opening day back in August of 1992. Coventry winning by 2 goals to 1 at the old Highfield Road in front of a crowd of just 12,000, so a good deal has changed. Well over 30,000 here tonight in the second team. Rodoni. Flip high to the far post. Sakamoto tries to keep it alive. McGree gets the head in. And now Target. And Middlesbrough have the throw-in. The final touch of Sakamoto. The ball's in there somewhere. Has just been halted here. It will give Kim Hellberg the opportunity to pull over 1 or 2 players. Tommy Conway, the player who maybe felt something go in the groin area or the hamstring, so they will have to try and work on this in the short term. With 4 goals in 4 games in this recent run. And found goals hard to come by in the first part of the season. Of course, he wears the number 9, but far from an old-fashioned centre forward. He's back on his feet. Already players are out warming up. Sarmiento could be one of the options. So it seems Conway will try and continue for now. That would be a concern for Middlesbrough. They do have attacking options on the bench, but Conway's in excellent form, and none of those options quite do the job that Conway is capable of. Wright. Sakamoto, lovely turn. Now Rodoni, in towards Wright! Wright, a player with big game temperament, scores in the biggest game of the season so far. And Coventry City, the team displaced by Middlesbrough at the top, may just have scored the goal to go back above them. Target's ball forward was met by Van Eybeck. And then Wright involved outside the penalty area. Nice turn from Sakamoto. Rodoni helping the ball in towards Wright, who was goal side of Ayling, and just able to divert the ball under the body of Solbred. An instinctive finish. Only his 3rd since the start of October. But it's a huge goal in the race for the Premier League. Gone back by Yeager. He's then caught by Morris, and it will be a free kick. And the game's first yellow card for Aidan Morris. And after one American international scores, another receives a yellow card for that challenge on Brandon Yeager. Is over this. He has played every single minute for Coventry so far this season in the Championship. Grimes with the free kick, playing by Wright. Wright, who of course hit the post before he scored. Close him down. He will be absolutely buzzing after scoring that goal. Britton, well seen by Grimes. Hackney, it's all too tight. Sakamoto, one back though well though by Britton. Brown, and here is Whittaker. Going on the outside and the low ball in. Cleared by Van Abek. That goal, only the 13th that Middlesbrough have conceded under Kim Hellberg. They've had the best defensive record since he arrived, as Grimes does well to clear. Now Mason Clark, penned in by Whittaker, and he makes sure it gets the free kick. Well, a problem to solve for a coach who's been dealing with whatever's been thrown at him recently. Well, Frank Lampard will know there is a long way to go. His team need to capitalise on their ascendancy at the moment. Ayling's touch on Yeager. Now Latibodiere. Thomas going all the way back to Carl Rushworth. Bodoni. He's come back into the side and justified his inclusion by making the goal with the help of Sakamoto, but after not getting the free kick initially, maybe some frustration there as he catches Whittaker, and it will be a free kick for Middlesbrough. He was shoved over there, didn't get the free kick, and then took matters into his own hand. Maybe slightly fortunate to avoid a yellow card there. Target. Belanda. It's recovered by Grimes as Brown tried to work it inside. Right. Now Sakamoto. And he almost picked out the run of Mason Clark. Coventry right on top at the moment, sending that second goal. Onyeka with a crunch and challenge. And he will mark his Coventry debut with a yellow card. Catching Morris coming in from behind and really not giving Thomas Bramall too much of an option there. That goal for Coventry, their 64th of the season. Ipswich are the closest team to them with 51. Rodoni is taking a chance here. That's another foul from him, this time on Morris. There's an apology from Rodoni. Whittaker. Hackney was pulled back there by Mason Clark, and things really beginning to simmer here. The challenges are wiring in, and the referee doing his best to keep his cards in his pocket and at the same time maintain control. Wright. He claims he won the ball, but it was Morris who went down again, and Aidan Morris may believe he's been on the end of some treatment recently. Now on Onyeka. Morris went to ground, and is covered by Van Ayek. The big boot from Rushworth, taking out Wright. This gives Ayling a nudge. Lander is able to clear. It's claimed by Bryn. One or two of the Coventry fans claiming it was a back pass, but Bryn will continue. Good lead by De Silva. Wright. Put it back here, Rodoni. Releasing Mason Clark, but he dragged it wide. That was a really good opportunity for Coventry. Wright maybe giving Morris a slight shove. He was looking towards the referee, nothing given though. Rodoni quickly feeding Mason Clark, but he dragged the shot wide. You just feel that Coventry need to make the most of this really good spell they're having. Whittaker knew he was going to be flagged offside, and in the end, Antrobus raises the flag. Frank Lampard. Opportunities are there. When you're playing the best team in the league on current form, then you have to take them. Coventry with 5 shots so far in the game, just the one on target. Of course, Wright has also hit the post. And Middlesbrough with only 2 shots, neither on target. Been busy so far, but he's on the ball again here. He's got Mason Clark ahead of him, but it's over him. And after a very free-flowing opening 20 minutes or so, it's got a bit scrappy now, maybe with a bit of needle as well, which is understandable. Onyeka has been caught by Conway. And it will be another free kick for Coventry. Middlesbrough are a team which love to play through the thirds, but Coventry's pressing style is not really allowing them to do that at the moment. In the free kick, Mason Clark loads it into the penalty area. Rodoni leaping, but so too is Malanda. Van Ayek. Grimes. Thomas is still forward. Looking for Mason Clark, and Ayling going down. He gets the decision and points to his missing boot. From Mason Clark is not convinced. Aidan Morris recovers it for him. Ayling will just take a moment to do some relacing. Maybe it gives everybody just a second to calm things down. But Wright has made the impact so far. Striking the post, but coming back with the only goal. And Sol Bryn will eventually take the free kick. Grimes. Here is Hackney. Grimes again though, Rodoni just unable to get the Sakamoto, but play's been stopped with the earlier challenge on Onyeka, and then tempers just begin to fray once again. And at times, both sets of players aren't making this the easiest game for Thomas Bramall to referee. Onyeka was caught late there by Hackney, and then Sakamoto and Brown were involved, and it all got a bit silly at times. Grimes again with the free kick. Beyond Thomas, Sakamoto though will scamper over and keep it in play. Got support from Thomas on the outside. Sakamoto was caught there, and Thomas allowing the ball to run behind because he knew the free kick was on its way. Shot from Sakamoto. Certainly target dangled the leg. Free kick, which Grimes will take. Frank Lampard now having words with Lee Doughty, who's got a busy job down there. Grimes fired in, Conway, it's a corner. Jack Rodoni gets the ovation from the Coventry fans on the far side. He provided his 6th assist of the season, making the goal for Wright. Rodoni will now take this. Thomas looking to find space at the far post. Grimes high towards Thomas, but in the end beyond everybody. Van Aveg was the player at the far post, and both he and Callum Breton were certainly having words with each other long before that corner was played in by Rodoni. Brown. Sakamoto's won it back from Conway, who's not really been able to make an impact on the game since pulling up with that early injury. Conway. Rodoni. Hammered forward by Bryn. Sakamoto losing out to target. And Sakamoto leaving it for Grimes, and Hackney came in with the challenge, and it will be a free kick. Middlesbrough finding it very difficult to create anything here. They've had very little joy against Coventry in recent years, and at the moment that's continuing. But Rushworth and Latabodiere making rather heavy weather of that before the goalkeeper eventually gets the distance. Wright in pursuit, but it's gathered by Britt. 25 years since Coventry were in the Premier League. They've been all the way down to League Two in the meantime. Only 8 years ago, of course, they've had 2 playoff campaigns to return to the Premier League since. Frank Lampard has really built on the work of Mark Robbins. Redone goes down inside the area, but no hint of a foul. Malanda. Brown. Sakamoto has not stopped working. He produced the artistry in the build-up to the goal, but he's covered so much ground down the Coventry right-hand side. I'm sure that's appreciated by the manager. Middlesbrough's most recent game here was the final match in charge for Michael Carrick. Here is Whittaker on the move, but gathered by Rushworth. De Silva. De Silva under pressure there from Morris. It will be a throw-in taken quickly to McGree. Britton looking to open things out. Malanda. Target's cross. Whittaker is there, but it's blocked at the far post by De Silva. And it will be a Middlesbrough corner there first. Target's always had such good delivery, and Whittaker there may have been trying to pick out the support in the centre. It was Alan Brown who's been in good goal-scoring form recently, but De Silva got just enough on it. Now Hackney, turning away from Sakamoto. McGree, across the face of goal. There's confusion. Ailing's shot pings off on Yaker. And here is Morris. And that's the closest we've come to a Middlesbrough goal so far. Britton. Conway. In towards McGree. And now Conway again. And he's found space. Brown was challenging, but it's cleared away by Thomas. Bobby Thomas was just caught there as he got there before Brown. Don't think there was any malice in the challenge. It was 2 players going for the ball. Conway, target. Now McGree. Sakamoto will turn and clear. Understandably, there has been so much focus on these 2 clubs in the build-up to this game, but we are boiling up to a thrilling finish at the top of the Championship. Millwall have been in excellent form. Ipswich have just lost some ground recently, but they're in the picture, along with Hull. Derby County, who refused to go away. Mason Clark. Whittaker has been caught by De Silva. It will be a free kick. There is currently a 6-point gap between Derby and Hull, who are 5th, so could end up being a 5-horse race, although Coventry currently on 62 points now. Middlesbrough with 61. Mason Clark takes it down well, but the shot too close to Brent. Very direct. Rushworth finding Mason Clark, but it nearly came off for them. Britain. Now the space for Morris. Coventry just dropping off slightly as we head towards half-time. Target. Conway. On Morris. Britain. Three in the middle. He threaded low and then goes for goal as it came back to him off the silver, and very quickly apologises to his teammates for the effort. Well, he had Conway in space at the far post, and Gree was also in there, but Alan Britton, who was recently back in the side, unable to find either of them. We head towards the final 90 seconds of what's been an enthralling first half. Wright wins the header. Now Ailing. Onyeka gets there before McGree. Once again, Coventry winning the ball with regularity inside the Middlesbrough half. De Silva. Latibodia all the way back to Rushworth. Six attempts on goal now for Middlesbrough, but none of those on target. Target in behind looking for Brown, but tidied up by De Silva. Rushworth will take as much time as he can. Clean sheet here against Oxford, his first in 8 games. This clearance up rather than away. Will be a minimum of 2 more minutes. Sakamoto wins it back. But then under pressure from Hackney. Hackney riding the first challenge, finding Whittaker. And De Silva sliding in from behind, concedes the free kick. Whittaker certainly got there first. The free kick here for Middlesbrough, right at the end of the first half. Among those who have gone forward. Lighted in by Whittaker towards Malanda. Thomas able to guide it away. Brown. Coventry fans appealing for a foul throw. Here is Malanda. It's a misstep from him, but he recovers under pressure from Wright. Britain. There is a Coventry player down. Jack Bradoni, some way off the ball. Bradoni who was challenging here, and it was Morris who came across and made the challenge. It looked to be accidental as the shoulder caught the side of Bradoni's head. Big 15 minutes coming up for both managers. Coventry are missing a number of players due to injury. Brandon Thomas Asante has been a big miss for them in the second half of the season. It will be slightly more added time here at the end of the original 2 minutes. Hailing. It's a good ball to find Conway. Maybe time for one final Middlesbrough chance here. Hackney. Malanda. Whittaker. That's too deep, and that will be half-time. Frank Lampard straight down the tunnel. Haji Wright hit the post in the opening moments, but then scored the opening goal. A fine finish at the near post after some excellent work from Katsuhiro Sakamoto and Jack Bradoni. Coventry on top for the first half hour or so, but Borough came back into the game the closer we got to half-time. We are set up for what should be an enthralling second half. Half-time, Coventry City 1, Middlesbrough 0. so far. Coventry lead Middlesbrough by 8-0. Frank Lampard's team have edged back on top of the table for now, with 45 minutes still to play. Without any question for both clubs, the biggest of the season so far. Middlesbrough get the second half underway. At the moment, they have been displaced at the top of the championship table by Coventry. But if the team wearing all red score at least once in the second half and deny Coventry the victory, they would stay at the summit. Whittaker going down on the edge of the penalty area, but it's recovered by McGree. That's a good cross and the header over the top. Whittaker quickly back to his feet, and he was unmarked inside the area. Initially went down there under the challenge of Grimes, no foul, but McGree dug out a superb ball in, and Whittaker really should have done better. Completely unmarked, but he planted the header too high. He was very busy in the first half, but also picked up a yellow card on his debut on loan from Brentford. Thomas. Daniel Tuck was off right. Kim Hellberg has said his piece at half-time. Well, it's been given away by Brown. Wilson Clark was almost in. Now Target. Hackney. To go back some time for some memorable Middlesbrough moments away to Coventry, either here or at the old Highfield Road. Back in 1988, both teams hat-trick heroes and a 4-3 win for Middlesbrough. Bernie Slaven got the match ball for them. David Speedy with a hat-trick of headers for Coventry, but he finished on the losing side. The Croatian great Alan Bobsic made his Middlesbrough debut away to Coventry. Back in August of 2000, he scored twice on his debut, and there's going to be a yellow card here again. The referee, Thomas Bramall, tried to allow the game to flow in the first half, but Target was caught there by Sakamoto. And when Sakamoto gets back to his feet, he'll receive a yellow card. Ayling, who played it square. Sakamoto maybe slightly unlucky. He seemed to slip as he challenged for the ball, and it was his momentum which took him into the body of Target. Certainly caught him, but I'm not sure it was really premeditated. Sakamoto. Great. Got the body air with the challenge. But long downfield, but Ayling is there again. Agree. The ball smartly, but Thomas was quickly in for Coventry. Hackney. Sakamoto. Maybe thought about going to try and challenge for that, but the yellow card may have been not just in the back of his mind, but maybe further forward. Wright, now Malanda, Hackney. Room here for Callum Britton. But a good challenge from Mason Clark. Grimes is not moving too freely at the moment. Mason Clark is penalised, and Middlesbrough made the better start to the second half, and they need to show the urgency. That was the challenge by Morris on Grimes. Certainly caught him with the studs on the ankle. Again, it's a question of intent and also whether the referee saw it. Free kick for Middlesbrough. Right towards Malanda. Coventry have the throw-in. Grimes, I think, maybe just having words with the referee about the earlier challenge by Aidan Morris. It's such a fast-paced game that it's virtually impossible for the referee to see every single challenge. Malanda. He needs some room. He's found it. Here is Britton. Four in the centre. Now Brown into the arms of Rushworth. Sakamoto. Just overrun it, but they want it back from Morris. But here is Whittaker. Grimes with the challenge. Now Latabodier. Sakamoto. Another fight ball for Wright. Here is Ayling. Now Brown. Malanda. Hackney takes over. Ayling. Middlesbrough beginning to rediscover their passing poise, which we didn't see too much of in the first half. Dominated possession, but not too much of it was really meaningful. The Silvers done well to win that back. Rodoni skipped away from Ayling, but Morris was covering. Pressing with so much intensity at the start of the second half. Middlesbrough maybe tweaked one or two things. Target. Now Conway. Morris. Malanda. Target. It's cleared away by Latabodier. Ayling. Really calm when he had to be there. Malanda. This could develop into a really tense second half. Here is Hackney. Free can't work for 1-2, but Middlesbrough keep the ball alive. Here is Hackney again. And it will go down as their first effort on target, but well, he warmed the gloves of Carl Rushworth. opportunity for Wright at the other end. And just like that, Wright doubles Coventry's lead. And at a time in the game when Middlesbrough were looking to move into the ascendancy, Wright strikes again, and Coventry are heading back on top of the table. From one end to the other, Rushworth with the long goal kick, and Wright in between the two central defenders. Ayling saying to Bridge, you should have come for that. But in the end, he backpedaled, and that gave Wright the opportunity to stride on and finish coolly. And after 2 goals since the start of October, he's come up with 2 more in the biggest game of the season. Well, the Coventry hierarchy know what this means. Wright has come good once again. It was direct, it was route 1, but it was very effective. Rushworth with a long ball which turned into a long pass. You could look at the defending from Malander and Ayling and just wonder what they did and whether they did enough. Kim Hellberg is seeing Middlesbrough's winning streak coming to a shuddering halt here. Covered by De Silva and cleared by Thomas. Well, in the race for the Premier League, how big is that moment? Wright on a hat-trick, of course. Donny is ahead of him, but he's robbed by Hackney. Whittaker. Target. Headed away by Latabodier. Brown. Thomas rather sold himself, but Onyeka has covered. He was caught and it's a free kick. Frustration for Riley McGree and Middlesbrough as a whole. Forward or long pass forward, and Wright quick to anticipate. Bryn and Ayling with an instant inquest into just how that happened. Middlesbrough making a change. Alan Brown is coming off. David Strelic, the Slovakian international, has come on. He's had an injury hit spell, and Morgan Whittaker is also replaced by Jeremy Sarmiento, the Ecuadorian international, on loan from Brighton, promoted in the previous 2 seasons with Ipswich and Burnley. But at the moment, heading back on top of the table. Middlesbrough will be second, and Ipswich and Millwall will maybe take some heart from the fact things will be tightening up, and of course Ipswich do have games in hand. If it stays like this, they'll be 7 points behind Middlesbrough with 2 games in hand. Of course you have to win them. good once again, just when it's mattered. Written, looking for Strelec, but cleared away by De Silva. Sarmiento. Looking for the out ball, Wright. Done well to win that. And it could break into the path of Rodoni here. Right in the centre, Sarmiento trying to get back. It's in low, and Malanda able to hack away. Of course, had such a stellar career, but you'll know it's all about taking your chances at times. You may not have too much of the ball, and Rushworth spotting Wright in space. Although you could argue it was poorly defended, it was very coolly finished by the American. Way back for Middlesbrough here. Hackney. Sarmiento heading into blind alley, and Bryant again looking for that long ball forward, but this time Malanda got there before Wright. Great start to the season. Coventry were scoring goals for fun. Strelec. Target. Brown. Down McGree. Target. Opportunity to play in target, needs a good cross, but Thomas is there at the near post. The ball stays in play. Here is Rodoni. Tactically, Coventry have been really good in both halves. They pressed Middlesbrough early on to create the pressure. They contained more in the second half, but have capitalised on one long ball forward, and after one or two murmurs of uncertainty in recent weeks, the Coventry fans are bullions once again. Sakamoto. Everything to his left, including Wright. Well, he was going for the hat-trick. Mason Clark may have been in a better position. Sakamoto running at players is such a danger in the Championship, and Wright saw the shot, always swinging away from goal. Now McGree. Strelec makes the run down the centre. Sarmiento, Conway. Morris. And the shot from Sarmiento, and he's hit the inside of the post. And the Ecuadorian so close to bringing Middlesbrough back into the game. Move seems to have broken down when Morris overran it, but Sarmiento wrapped his right foot around that. Rushworth was nowhere near it. Gave Middlesbrough a foothold in the game. Ayling telling Bryn to take over here. like this. It's high towards those Middlesbrough fans behind that goal. Had to take the shot early. It was always swinging away from the target. Going to be another change for Coventry. Kitching is preparing to come on. Target. With only one defeat at home so far this season against Ipswich, who have already done the double over them. They could be about to do the double over Middlesbrough here. Won 4-2 at the Riverside back in November. Again, Middlesbrough dominating possession, close to 70%. 10 attempts on goal, but only one on target. This was immediately before Coventry scored their second goal. In low, towards Morris, it's blocked, and McGree, he'll score this time. And Middlesbrough are back in the game. Suddenly, Coventry may be anxious. Cross delivered low towards Morris. His shot was blocked, and it came out to McGree, and he finished that very sweetly. Kept it down, and Rushworth, heading the other way, had no chance at all. The Australian international, with his fourth of the season. They've all come away from home, and it's a very different game now. Josh Eccles and Romain Esse will be coming on for Coventry. I think those changes would have been made anyway. Rodoni and Mason Clark going on. Eccles, Coventry ball, will slot into the midfield, and Romain Esse on loan from Crystal Palace, really emerged at Millwall last season, and he scored against Millwall during this loan spell. Taken down well by Eccles here. Feels perhaps ball against target. Penalty! Coventry have an opportunity to restore their two-goal lead straight away. Eccles' first involvement, clipping the ball in, and there's no doubt it struck target on the hand, and his arm was away from the body. And Thomas Bramall giving the penalty. Target, I think, saying, well, look, I was jumping for the ball. What else could I do? But in the current climate, that is always going to be a penalty. Target having his say. And the yellow card has been shown in the aftermath as well. Luke Ayling has certainly been having his say. with the hat-trick opportunity. Moments after Middlesbrough had got back in the game, Wright can take it away from them once again. Well, the expressions on the faces of the Coventry fans really tell the story. This is huge. It's Wright, and it's a hat-trick. In the biggest game of a championship season so far, Wright has delivered. And Coventry, very quickly, are 2 goals clear once again. Wright scored a hat-trick against Sunderland in the playoff charge late last season. Against another northeastern team, he's picked up the match ball once again. He buried that right in the corner. A moment of real calm amid so much tension. That's the reaction of Frank Lampard. That really tells you all you need to know. And after 2 goals in 3 months, it's 3 in 1 night for Wright. There'll be a free kick here, the challenge on Wright, and a yellow card as well for Matt Grimes. Caught out there and knew that Strelach was heading beyond him. Grimes hobbles away, but the Coventry supporters know the importance of that goal, and so do they. Middlesbrough need another response here. Hackney over the free kick. And Silva will eventually guide the ball away. Highest tonight for Britain so far. Target. Silva is there again. Clear, and of course they just keep Wright up there now to occupy Ayling and Malanda. Strelach has done well to keep that in play. And he's got the throw in. All changes, and it's Franco Onyeka who will come off. He's had a fine debut for Coventry. Just a touch of class and plenty of energy through the Coventry midfield. Has the throw in. Target. Taken down well by Sarmiento, but it's into the side netting. He will know there can still be the odd twist or turn here. Victor Torp, a good player to bring on. Coventry, Romanetsa, another who is just slightly hobbling at the moment. That penalty came 17 seconds after the game had restarted following the Middlesbrough goal. Conway. Put in field by McGree, but here is Eccles. Looks for Wright. Malanda gets there first, but he's given the ball away to Sakamoto. Ball in support, so too is Grimes. It'll ricochet kindly for Coventry. Here is De Silva. Esse. Corner kick, Coventry will settle for that. Thomas among those going forward. Goal now, and it will be all over. Victor Torp will take this. Zane, who has just come on. Into that 6-yard area. Almost breaks for Latabodiere, but he's penalised in the end, and it will be a free kick. Loose. Here is Sakamoto. Maybe thought about shooting, instead finds Tor. He was challenged by Morris. And Middlesbrough can bring the ball clear. Morris. Britton. Will be able to claim an assist following tonight as well. Morris. McGree. No Ailing. That's a good ball. The shot from Strelec is too close to Rushworth. Well to find him, really threaded the eye of the needle there, but he was under pressure as he hit it. The goal from Riley McGree, Middlesbrough's 50th of the season, but quickly followed by Wright's 3rd of the evening. Hackney. Sarmiento. McGree. Now Sarmiento. Chops back in field. He was caught, was he? Not according to the referee. Eccles won the ball. Now an opportunity for Coventry to break with Van Abeck. In the end, he catches McGree and it will be a free kick. Nothing decided here tonight. 14 games to play following this one for both clubs. 2 away games coming up for Coventry. Midlands derby at West Bromwich Albion. And a trip to Yorkshire to play Sheffield United. Borough will head back home. They've got 2 teams currently in the relegation zone, Oxford and then Leicester. Tommy Conway will come on. Sene will come on. His first appearance since New Year's Day. Senegalese-born player. Scored a couple of goals, but back in September. Morris. In pursuit, but Ashworth will clear. More changes. Frank Lampard looking to give another debut here. Genoa Marcello, first sign from Zurich in Switzerland, will come on. Plays on the right, he'll replace Tatsuhiro Sakamoto. And Haji Wright gets his curtain call following his hat-trick. 3 very different goals, but all superbly taken. To really rediscover your top form. Ellis Sims comes on, he scored twice in the win at the Riverside back in November. It's going to be 7 successive wins for Coventry against Middlesbrough and 10 without defeat. 3 wins the header, but it's always heading wide. Sakamoto gives such good balance to the Coventry midfield, and with Romain Esse also available to Frank Lampard. Real embarrassment of riches in the wide areas. Of course, it is all about squad depth at this stage of the season and trying to keep people fresh and managing the minutes. Marcello. Cross is high and wide this time, but we want this game to be played out with a degree of efficiency now. Middlesbrough's threat following the goal from Riley McGree was quickly snuffed out by the penalty, a hat-trick goal from Haji Wright. 14 for the season now. Target. Trying to pick out Sene, but it's Wright was going to set up a tense finish, but penalty very quickly changed everything. Agree. Morris. Sarmiento. Agree. Tried to place it. He maybe had the opportunity to go for goal himself, but Agree possibly could have tried to play Strelec, but it would have been a difficult ball. Hackney again. Ball cut out by Grimes, but here is Morris. Middlesbrough need a goal here very quickly. Strelec. Morris deep into the penalty area. The cross deflected over everybody at the near post. Amateur safety in the end. With only 4 shots on target. Of course, 3 of those from Haji Wright have all gone in. Sarmiento. Hailing. Hackney. Sarmiento's got space here. Also support from Morris. Try and go beyond the Silver. Again the cross. Deflected. Thomas with the header away, and there's a clash of heads there involving Target and Eze, so play will be halted. Both should be okay to carry on. It was Bobby Thomas with the first header away. Cross just rearing up, and Thomas to get there inside the 6-yard area. Eze did get there before Target, and then there was the collision. Well, he knows it's not over after tonight, and I'm sure that's the message he will be bringing out of the Coventry dressing room. And really, there could be a similar story from Kim Hellberg as well. Hailing, long looking for McGree. It's good running for midfield again. Rushworth is back pedaling. Challenge from Van Eybeck. There were appeals for a penalty from the Middlesbrough fans behind that goal, but Van Eybeck, although he rather lunged in, he did get to the ball. Corner kick. Towards Target. Sene fails to make contact. Well, it was a really good chance. May have been offside in the end. Right in front of the goalkeeper. And he certainly was. The flag was raised, so it wouldn't have mattered. Seconds away from the end of 90 minutes. Coventry roaring back to form against their closest rivals, the one team above them in the league. There will be Coventry 62 points, Middlesbrough 61, Millwall 56, their closest challengers at the moment. Hackney, Strelec, keep the ball alive, Target, cleared away by Tor, Sims in pursuit, Lander though, defends that well. Switch on the 54 points, have 2 games in hand. Hull also played 1 game fewer than both Coventry and Middlesbrough, having played in the FA Cup this weekend. Target. Now Hackney. Pull back to Morris, who shoots low, and Thomas blocks before Rushworth. Will be a minimum of 6 more minutes. Middlesbrough have created 1 or 2 possibilities right at the end here. Hailing. Cleared by Latabaudiere. Hailing again. But urging his team to get out to the ball. Morris. Thorpe is able to clear. Well, this game has been far from the tense stalemates we often get with the top 2 meeting. Strelec. Rushworth will gather. Right from the start, there was attacking intent from both teams. Westworth looking for Eze, clearance from Malanda, covered by Sims. Tall bowled over by Morris, and it will be free kick, and the fans will see their team make more changes here. Finley Munro, where signed from Aston Villa in January, coming off from that target. And their goal scorer, Riley McGree, also makes way for Concha Hansen. Curaçao international, signed from NAC Nijmegen in the Dutch Eredivisie. Over the free kick. Away, Hackney will try and chase. Torp though with a block challenge, and I think the ball spun up and caught Hackney in the stomach. Guide it back towards Kalo, but free kick's been given for handball against Hansen. Free kick here for Coventry, and Kim Hellberg. I appreciate 2 home games coming up, although sides at the bottom have as much to fight for as teams at the top. Hanson's clearance. Sene. Now Hackney. We're looking to counter-attack Hackney. The pressure from Eze, and foul by him. Fans beginning to drift away. It's all been about Haji Wright here this evening. Well, the really good players come to life in the really big games, and Haji Wright has certainly done that here this evening. Coventry fans will look forward to the end of the season with a good deal more optimism. But it's the championship, so by 5 o'clock on Saturday, everything could change. Hansen. Both these teams still have cushion over those in the playoff places. Coventry now 6 points clear of third place. They've been further clear during the season. They were 13 points ahead of the playoff places in late December, but they will hope. They have now come out of their blip. 2 wins in 8 games. We can look forward towards the end of the season with confidence. Sims. Willing tries to win it back. Sims working hard again. Middlesbrough can look back on 72% possession. 16 attempts on goal, but Coventry have been more clinical, often carry more threat. clearance there. Ailing. Hackney. Walk with the clearance. Sarmiento. Cross is very deep and volleyed towards goal at the far post by Monroe. It was optimistic, but in the circumstances he had to go for it. And the Coventry fans are able to celebrate. Incredibly satisfying night for Frank Lampard. I'm sure he will say no more than that. It's all over, and Coventry City are back on top. They have displaced Middlesbrough at the top of the championship. Wright with a superb hat-trick. Borough had no answer to his finishing power. The American international with a stunning return to form. And although Middlesbrough briefly gave themselves some hope, it was only brief. Kim Hellberg has lifted his team. Their six-match winning streak has come to an end. A long way to go, but there is no doubt this is a significant win for Coventry City. And Wright is able to walk away with the match ball. Frank Lampard's team have really delivered when it's mattered. When everything seemed to click for Coventry, and it's their fans who can celebrate. Full time, Coventry City 3, Middlesbrough 1.